Hey y'all, it's Caitlyn. And before I go any further, um, one, I want to say I am sorry to my friend Isaac that this video has taken so damn long, and also that it's probably not quite the video he was expecting. I'll get more into that in a second. But also, if you guys are regular watchers of my channel, you know I upload every Thursday or Tuesday and Thursday, and sometimes Saturday. But this week is the drop week for the Collector Swap 6 videos. And Lord, did it take a long... It took so long for all these boxes to come in. I don't know what the mail's problem was this round, but it took forever to get some of those boxes out. And it wasn't the problem of the senders. It was just the mail screwing up for some people. But anyway, they're finally out. They're finally going to be out this week. So I'm posting this on Tuesday. It started yesterday. So you guys can have the rest of the week to watch them. But because my swap video, the date pulled was Friday the 13th. So instead of posting a video on Thursday, I'm just going to skip it and post the video for Friday for the swap. So no video Thursday. Instead it's going to be on Friday. So really quick, just to say that. So back to this. So my friend Isaac, I'll put his Instagram handle here. He is such a sweetheart. He really is, because he gives me a lot of free advice when it comes to like painting and tools to use that would make what I'm doing better and more efficient all the time. And he's also sending me different types of clay to try out, because he knows that I also sculpt a little bit. Now, Isaac sculpts a lot. He does a lot of awesome stuff. In fact, I have a few things scattered around in my background. This is not something like a toy. This is something that he sculpted himself and painted. So, freaking amazing. And he's got other stuff that I put in my art room and things like that. And so he is super, super talented. You can see more of his work on his Instagram. But yeah, he sends me this clay for free out of the kindness of his heart, just so I can learn a little bit about it and work with it. And he sent me one a while back with the Cost Clay Deco, which I've tried the Cost Clay before that he sent me. It's amazing. And then also Papa's Clay to try out for the first time. So, and he's been asking me, like, when's the video coming? When's the video? Mind you, this was like months ago. So I fully understand why he's been asking for it, because I keep saying I'm going to do it, but then I keep like forgetting and other stuff comes up. And anyway, I finally sat down and did it. So this took about 2 days to do fully. But as you can see, I said in that video where I unboxed the clay that I showed off the first little clay and resin piece I made, or one of the first, which was just a little polymer clay circle with resin in it, and then a polymer clay wishy-washy, which is a Pokemon. Just that. And this time I said, let's just make a bigger version of that. So I made a resin pond and also a little bitty grass field environment using the clay that he sent me. So I'm going to show... I didn't film myself because, honestly, guys, the custom videos and filming while I'm doing it, especially since I needed my phone for the reference pictures, since I didn't want to have to print all these off and waste paper, I needed my phone to look at the references for the Pokemon, and plus, again, I just don't enjoy filming the customs like I used to. So instead, I just took pictures of every stage. So as I'm showing this off, here's going to be where the pictures are going to show up. So I bought this wooden base. I scored it with my knife and put some liquid Sculpey down, which is just liquid clay, and it works like glue pretty much, just to keep the clay held in securely. And you want to score it, again, just to add that bit of security so it seeps into all the crevices and holds on stronger. So I put a layer of clay around for the grass, and then I put the little rock border, if I can find it, the little rock border around as well for the base. and then I sculpted the tree stump and the roots coming out of it, and I baked that as all one piece, and that was all Cost clay. Now, the fungus and one other thing. I think there was one other thing that I made out of the Papa's clay, but I know the fungus Pokemon, which are the little mushroom with the Pokeballs on the top, I made those out of Papa's clay. The only complaint I had with the Papa's clay was it seemed a little bit more crumbly than the Cost clay, and I know I'm saying this out of order. I'm just going with the way whatever. So it's probably not the order that you're seeing the pictures, but whatever. You can post it all together. But it was a little bit more crumbly, and it's not quite as flexible as the Cost clay. If you guys have seen me review the Cost clay before, you know it's very, very flexible once it's finished baking. But yeah, just a little bit less, or a little bit more crumbly and not as bendable, but still a very solid clay to work with. It wasn't hard to get it ready to go, pretty much the same as Sculpey. So I really don't have a strong opinion negatively or positively about Papa's clay. I still much prefer the Cost clay, just because, and it surprised me because when Isaac sent that package to me, it had a small chunk taken out of it that he used for his own project, which doesn't mind at all. But it wasn't sealed, like the box itself wasn't sealed, and after I opened the box, I didn't seal it back. So it's actually been sitting in the same shipping box that Isaac sent it to me in, without any type of really airtight seal. And I took the Cost clay out thinking it's going to take forever for me to get it moldable, but it didn't. It literally just took a few seconds for me to be able to work with it after I started kneading it with my hands. So, very, very good to work with. Papa's clay, again, took a little bit longer, but not super much. But anyway, after I finished the grass texture, which I just used a needle tool and did little bitty circles, and I texted both Brandy and Cherie complaining about how my hand was cramping by the end of it. But these little circles, they take forever, and just that one repetitive motion, ow. But anyway, I also put some texture on the rock with my wire brush tool, and that was about it texture wise. I also put a few, well, I kind of just left the natural cracks that were in the clay instead of trying to smooth them out. I figured made it look a little bit more natural to have cracks in the rock part of it. And then the tree stump, I just took the backside of my X-Acto knife and did the texture around the stump, as you can see. So you can see little cracks and stuff in the rock and the texture in the stump. So after that, I just kind of worked on the Pokemon one at a time, or tried to. So the Poliwag, the easiest, literally just a ball and a tail and two little ovals for the feet. That's it. Now Lotad and Fungus, they're not quite all there because I didn't put their arms on, because I didn't want to. So the Fungus are supposed to have arms, and Lotad is actually supposed to have, I think, 6 legs. Just 6 little bitty stump legs, but I did not do that. But I did sculpt Lotad on there, the body and the lily pad on there, and I also sculpted 2 berries, because I thought, if I can look at them, sculpted 2 berries because I thought it'd be really cute if it looked like he was kind of trying to gather them up from where they may have fell in the water. So I put one to the side, and it's got one on his head here. Really cute. Now Furret looks a little rough. Furret looks a little rough, mainly because of his face. I could not get his face right for the life of me, but it still looks okay. And then I also put a little bitty revive down there, because when you're playing the games, you know, you see these random little sparkles, or either sparkles in the new games, as well as just little bitty Pokeballs sitting out, and there are the hidden items around the game where you can collect it, and it can be anything from actual Pokeball to potions to a revive or something. So as long as you're not playing a Nuzlocke, everyone's happy when they come across a revive. So I put one there to act like the hidden item here. So let me talk about the resin for a second, and then I'll get back to just reviewing the clay part, because that's what this is supposed to be about. But so for here, now I've done this technique before, where you basically just take a piece of clear tape and you tape off the section so that the resin has a barrier, right? But I did not do it correctly. I knew that I was going to have problems, especially once I put the rocks. So I went out into my front yard, in our driveway, and I took a few rocks and I placed them around and super glued them all down the way I wanted them to. And I tried to get the clay rock and the actual rocks right to the edge, but not surpassing the edge of the wooden base. I was not successful, because when I put the resin or the tape, it wasn't flush with it on either side. So what I tried to do was take some clear UV resin down, and UV resin cures in seconds under a UV light. So I put some in the corners, along the bottom, on both sides, while the tape was on there, and cured it to try to keep it so that it wouldn't escape. So that even if the tape didn't hold up, that cured resin would be enough. Well, I was stupid, because one, you can kind of see here, I didn't secure it very properly on this side, so it just sort of leaked out a little bit. So even the cured resin wasn't enough. It probably went under here because of it, because I didn't secure the rock to the wooden base good enough. But the main problem was when it was two pieces of tape coming together at the edge, and I cured some resin at the bottom, but I didn't take into account the other length of the tape, and it wasn't stuck together properly. So when I was putting the colored UV resin in, you guys can see it's kind of tinted blue here, it started pouring out. So I had to quickly put my silicone mat on it so that it wouldn't get on the table, because I have a UV curing station that's for nail art, for gel nails, and you're just supposed to stick your hand in and it cures the nail polish. So it's not that large of a gap between the top of the lamp and the base of it. So I actually had to take the base, slide that out so that this thing could fit all the way into it. And I had to put the silicone mat there so it wouldn't get on the dresser that I have it sitting on. So, because I tried to cure it with my flashlight, and it just wasn't fast enough, because it just kept pouring out. All the resin would just keep pouring out. So I had to put it in there so that it would get light from all sides to very quickly cure it. So eventually it looks good. It looks really good. And I didn't have to have a disaster. I don't have to replace any furniture. So it definitely worked. It was still sticky when I pulled the tape off, just from the adhesive of the tape. So when I was putting everything with a clear coat on it to protect the paint, I went ahead and brushed the finish over the gloss finish that I used to protect the paint. I just put it on the sides as well to cover up the stickiness. So all in all, this turned out really well. I have everything glued down, so it's probably not the most secure hold, honestly. One of the things I like most about epoxy clay is that it will, which is what I use when I do pops and stuff, is that it adheres to whatever base you're working on. It can come off, especially if it's like a smaller piece, but if it's a larger piece, it's not coming off. But it would be more secure if the clay was adhering to itself. That's literally the only gripe I have about the Cos clay, especially. Cos clay is amazing. It's super strong, super easy to work with. Again, this thing was left pretty much open for months, and it was a teeny bit crumbly, not bad. I worked it in my hands for a few minutes and it was good to go. So this stuff keeps amazing me, honestly. The tools I use for my normal Sculpey clay worked with this stuff very, very easily, and it was just really easy to use. It takes the paint really well. This was all the deco, again, Cos clay, so it's all pure white. So super easy to take the paint on. You can get it in multiple colors. Isaac sent me the multiple colors before. But yeah, all in all, this is a very cute little piece. And I've done little Pokemon environments like this before. I've done several of them, actually. Some of them on camera, some of them off. So it was really fun to just sit down and do this again after all this time. Because again, this is something that I haven't done in years. So I was very happy with the way that it turned out. Especially the resin part. The resin, I like working with resin more than clay. I still enjoy clay, but just not as much. I really love how the resin turned out, but everything else worked great together. I kind of wish I had taken the time to make more little hidden items, like maybe one or two more, and hit them around the scene a little bit more. But other than that, I think it's great, and I still have clay left if I want to do that, and I still have some Papa's clay left if I want to do that. But, and also I will say that I followed the instructions on the Cos clay package when it came to baking this, which I think was at $2.75 for 30 minutes. But because I had smaller pieces, I went ahead and just did it for 20, and everything is solid, nothing burned, so that was good. I didn't have to worry about painting over the burnt parts. So, and it is phenomenal. And I'm going to try and be very delicate with the ear here. But you can kind of see the ear on Furret is moving a little bit. So I don't want to do too much because I don't want to crack the paint. But if it wasn't for the paint and me not trying to be careful, this ear could bend all the way. The chunkier parts, not as much. Polywax tail can do it a little bit. But that's the reason why people like working with Cos clay. It's because it's got a little bit of a give to it. You can bend it easily and not destroy your piece. So really freaking cool. Again, special thanks to Isaac for even thinking about me and sending all this along to me. And also another apology because it has taken me so damn long to do this. So I'm hoping the pictures are good enough. Guys, if anyone has any questions about sculpting or anything, feel free to message me or my friend Isaac. I have a feeling he's more of an expert on this than I am. But if you have any questions about how I did this that I didn't cover, let me know and I will try to in the comment section below. So yeah, and also I just used plain acrylic paint for the painting part, as well as some of my Posca paint pens for the detail work. But all in all, I think this turned out really well, except for its face. Again, that's the only part I don't like. But everything else, really freaking awesome. So let me know what you guys think about this. Please go check out my friend Isaac's IG. Check out all the amazing stuff that he does there, because holy crap. He makes his own little monster-like characters, but also a few well-known. He sent me Grim from the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, I think in that same package. So he does a lot of awesome work. Definitely go check him out. Show him some support and some love, because man, he deserves it. So I will leave a link to him in the description box below. And again, guys, swap videos are out this week, so I'm perfectly aware some people may not watch this video because they're taking the time to watch swap videos. I understand, but hopefully you guys still enjoyed this video a little bit. Let me know who your favorite Pokemon is and who you would have chosen. I try to choose like water and grass types for that, and then also just a normal like normal type or animal like Pokemon to incorporate here. I know my mom picked it up and she's like, where's Pikachu? And I'm like, you don't have to have Pikachu in every single Pokemon thing. So let me know what you guys would have chosen for Pokemon in this little scene here, and let me know how well I did. Feel free to roast me. I know it's not the best in the world, but I'm pretty proud of what I could accomplish, considering it's been years since I've done something like this, so I'm okay with it. But yeah, guys, let me know how I did in the description box below. Again, go check out my friend Isaac, and remember, y'all, it's a community and not a competition. and I'll see y'all later. Bye.